Alright, I just got to see an early screening of Gladiator II. Comes out in theaters November 22nd, same day as Wicked. And it's directed by Ridley Scott, starring Paul Mescal, Denzel Washington, Connie Nielsen, Pedro Pascal, and Joseph Quinn. Takes place years after the first one. I, of course, grew up with the first film that starred Russell Crowe and Joaquin Phoenix. Both actors were fairly new to me when I was a kid, so it was like some of their earliest work that I remember growing up with. It was definitely a classic to me. You know, when I think of medieval epics, Gladiator is one of the first films that come to mind. And of course, Connie Nielsen was in the first one as well, who's always wonderful to watch. When I heard that the second film was going to be announced, I was kind of excited. I At the same time I was also like, why does it need a sequel? I feel like everything is getting a sequel nowadays. But nonetheless, I was intrigued. You know, I like, Pedro Pascal is on the rise, and I love Denzel Washington. And I will say Denzel Washington is the best part of this film. Let me just give a heads up real quick. This is a non spoiler review, so you guys can keep watching, no spoilers. Paul Mescal, I was not familiar with any of his work. I think that was the only thing that was kind of like hesitant to me about like this guy that I have no idea who he is gonna be in this movie, and no Russell Crowe. And I mean, of course, if you watch the first movie, you would know why. Again, like Joseph Quinn, he's also kind of on the rise. I really felt like I was won over by his work when I saw A Quiet Place day one. Stranger Things was kind of so for me personally, but I'm still excited for him in Fantastic Four as I am with Pedro Pascal. But again, I think I was intrigued by parts of the trailer when I saw it, especially the water sequences in the Colosseum. I think that was probably the most interesting aspect to me, and that kind of brought the whole conversation with the world asking, did this really happen? Which it did. Which honestly, I feel like that was the only thing I came out of walking out of this film was like, I want to look into the water warfare a little bit more. Like, I'm curious to read more about that. um, yeah, overall, this movie was all right. I was a little bit disappointed, but I just don't think I expected it to be that great either. I think the best part of this movie was Denzel Washington. I think he's always great to watch. It wasn't a surprise. I feel like it's just kind of expected. Um, I don't think he did anything that was necessarily like Oscar worthy, or I don't think this was his best role he's ever done. But like I said, I always like to enjoy watching Denzel Washington act, and he was great in this. Pedro Pascal was very good, but just overall, you know what? Paul Mescal was good. For having never seen him in anything, he did a pretty good job. I just don't feel super invested in the whole Gladiator story. Like I said, I don't think this movie ever really needed a sequel. Some of the action sequences were kind of good. The hand-to-hand combat was decent for a Gladiator movie. My concern from the trailer was that they were going to be adding too much CGI with the CGI animals and stuff. That actually didn't end up bothering me when I actually watched the movie as much as I thought it would. They did a good job at not making it the forefront, because I remember the old Gladiator movie being very practical, just because it was made when it was made too, but I appreciate the less CGI in the old Gladiator. I think the only thing I liked about this movie more than the first one is it felt shorter, but I don't think it's as long as the first movie. The first movie, yeah, is almost 3 hours long. This second one is about 2.5. But overall, yeah, I thought it was okay. I think if I had to pick, I'd rather watch the old one again. But yeah, if you want to see Denzel Washington do something good, watch this movie. But also at the same time, it's like he's done so many better things than this film. Joseph Quinn did a decent job, but again, like I said, I feel like A Quiet Place Day One was the best thing I've seen him do yet. If anything, this was like Paul Mescal's show, who did a fine job. Just another white guy to me, though. I don't really have more room to add more white guy actors to remember. It's a little tiresome, honestly. But yeah, that's my review for Gladiator 2. I would really only say to watch it if you're obsessed with history, even though I know it's not historically accurate, but it still kind of scratches that historical epic vibe, you know? Ridley Scott always does well at like creating warfare. He's done it so many times, and he's a good filmmaker. You know, he's done this for years, and it just kind of naturally, in the same way that I feel with Denzel, it's like I expect a level of professionalism and quality from both Ridley Scott and Denzel Washington that maybe, you know, it didn't really feel like something new from Ridley Scott. I think it was a one-off. I just think it was a one-off, and he didn't need to add more to this story. But let me know down below if you guys are going to be watching Gladiator 2. Are you guys excited? I know that my review was not that encouraging of the movie, but hey, who knows? That's just me, you know? But I'd be curious to hear if you guys still plan to watch it. And let me know down below what you guys thought. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Stay tuned for more. I don't think I'll be doing a spoiler-filled review for this movie. I don't think it really has. I don't really think it's that type of movie. But yes, that is my review. I probably will not rewatch this. I feel like it's already a lot to rewatch the old one. But then again, the old one's 3 hours long. Gladiator 2. Please don't make a Gladiator 3. I don't think we need it unless you're doing something drastically different. I just feel like do something else with Gladiators and make a new franchise if you must. Like, I think it would have worked better if Gladiator 1 was just Gladiator. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you guys again for watching.